just a touch away. Monday to Friday at 12:30 p.m. only on Bloomberg Quint.
Hello and welcome to Hot Money Technicals on Bloomberg Quint Live, India's first digital live streaming business news service. This is a show which gets you a complete wrap of all the stocks that are buzzing in trade. I'm Darshan Mehta. Let's welcome our experts then. Dyaneshwar Padwal of KIFS Securities, Kunal Rambia of The Streets, and independent expert Rahul Randeria joins us on the show. Thank you to all of my guests for joining me. Before we start with the show, with our experts, let's go across to Yash Upadhyay, who has a chart on BEML. Yash, what does the chart indicate? BEML has been doing well of late. Is it on the positive side?
Actually, surprisingly, it's on the negative side, Darshan. So basically, we are using the MACD indicator, and that has thrown a sell signal on the stock. So the blue line over here, that is the MACD line, and that has crossed below the white line, which is the signal line, to form a negative crossover. Now, the last time that happened was somewhere around the end of November and the first week of December, and we saw a small pullback. So it went from the levels of about 750 to as low as 750, and then again it has gone up smartly to levels of 900. The stock has been very reactive to the MACD because every time that the indicator has turned negative, you could see a big drawdown came in the month of July, when August is when it went from the levels of almost 780 to as low as the 600 mark. It breached below the 600 mark when it saw a big downtake. So should it manage to cross or even end the day lower meaningfully, and the MACD line stays below the signal line, we could see some down move coming in for BEML.
Okay, and Yash, if you historically plot every time this thing, then we can see that the cut has been deep. What's the return if you do a historic calculation?
So Darshan, the indicator has been very sensitive in the short term, so one can look at gains of as much as 8% on the downside over the next 10 trading sessions.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Yash. Kunal, what's your view on BEML? Are you agreeing to this, or you have a contrarian view?
No, I do have little contradictory view. The reason being, the stock, from 535 mark till around 900 mark, the stock is clearly making higher top, higher bottom formation. Recently, the stock made a high of around 940, 950. That was a supply zone, but the stock is in consolidation. So unless 850 is taken out on the lower side, I would stay sideline, and I would wait for the breakout on the higher side with the positive bias.
Okay, wait and watch approach that's coming in on BEML. Dyaneshwar, what's your view?
Yeah, first of all, very happy New Year to Bloomberg Quint team. And if you look at the overall the BEML chart, so the top has been made in the August 2018. So that would be a very crucial level for the bulls. That would be in the range of 950, 945. And recently, stock was unfolded into the corrective pattern. As rightly Kunal said, that the 850 levels would be very crucial to watch out for a bearish move.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in. So again, you would stay away from it till the time this thing. Okay, what about you, Rahul? What's your view on BEML? What is your chart indicating?
Good afternoon, Darshan. If you look at the stock has seen a very significant price damage from the levels of 1950 till 500 odd levels. After that, we have seen a classical example of a fastest recovery. It is a V-shaped recovery, but now 950 was most of the pain area. If you look at the weekly and monthly charts, it is in a making of an inverse head and shoulder pattern, and near the pain area of 950, we could see some sort of profit booking. But looking at a larger degree trend, I feel some sort of profit booking could be seen, or it could come to the level of the left shoulder. So definitely any correction from current levels, maybe around in the range of maybe 840, 830, one should accumulate for the long term. I feel that once the breakouts has happened, the stock is poised for the target of 1250 in the long run, maybe for next 12 to 18 months. But definitely any correction should be used as a buying opportunity.
Okay, so that's the view that's coming in on the first stock, and that is BEML. We have contradictory views, everyone giving their own reasons why they believe the counter should fall or should move up. But let's start with the first round of Hot Money Technicals. Kunal has a call on Balrampur Chini. I believe it will be a buy call since the counter is doing well. Why are you bullish on it, and what have you used?
So no, this is a stock which we picked up on the show, I think a month or two before also. Look at the broader picture of this consolidation. So this stock is clearly in consolidation from 120 mark to 60 mark on the lower side. The fantastic move was seen here, which was again a cup and handle. We gave a buy recommendation at around 80. This target was around 110. Stock made 120 as a high. Now focusing on the last leg of this consolidation pattern, if you look at this final consolidation, here is a symmetrical pattern. The breakout came at 108 itself. Look at the RSI. It was in consolidation. The RSI gave a breakout before the price breakout itself, which is a positive sign. And the massive cup and handle formation, which is underway. So by any chance, the stock is available at 108. It would be a fantastic buying opportunity. Keeping the stop loss of 95, which I'm considering the low of this. I go long on the counter. First target would be 120. 120 is the supply zone because the stock made a high of 120 before itself. Above 120, the stock is clearly poised for the complete reversal.
How? Because it's a cup handle, it'll probably come here. Is it like a vertical move up here? How does the chart?
So I'm expecting the stock to make a higher top, higher bottom post breakout. So right now the stock was in consolidation. 3 bottoms were made. The first higher is made. Now after 120, expect the stock to reach around 140, from 140 to 135 again, and then uptrend making.
So it won't be a linear move. It will be staggered.
It has to be a gradual move.
Okay.
And this can be labeled as a buy on dip kind of stock.
Okay, and it's more like a positional call that you're giving rather than a short-term call.
This would completely be a positional call. Yes.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in. Remember, it's not in an FNO stock anymore. So you will have to buy it on a positional basis. Thank you so much for that, Kunal. Dyaneshwar, would you be a buyer in Balrampur Chini at 109?
Yes, I agree with Kunal, because we have seen that the massive formation has been taken place and the bottom formation has been done and it is unfolded into the cup and handle pattern. And before breaking the 120 level, we are taking the aggressive entry before the patterns gets breakout. So that would be a good risk reward ratio, I could say. I will place a stop loss near about 100 level if 100 has been taken out. So most probably we'll see the stock may come towards the 90 level. So 100 would be my stop loss, and he has decided the target of near about 140-45.
Okay, so it's a second bullish call that's coming in. Rahul, will it be 3 on 3? Are you also bullish on Balrampur Chini?
Yeah, definitely, Darshan. Day before yesterday, even I had given a buy call in Balrampur Chini. I was bullish around 104. My immediate target was 114. So looking at the current pattern, as discussed earlier, that it is in a making of an cup and handle formation. This rally could be in a slow phase because the sugar sector has not been in a limelight, but recently it has started moving up. So definitely any pullback should be bought, but my immediate target would be 122. Definitely any correction should be used as a buying opportunity. 99 would be the stop loss for short-term investment. Upside target 122.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in on Balrampur Chini. Just a follow-up, Dyaneshwar, if it goes below 100, would you initiate a sell call? The reason I'm asking is because Kunal's stop loss is 95. So if would you initiate a sell or would you not trade if it goes below 100?
If it violated the 100 level, so I would not going on a shorter side.
You would not,
because recently we have seen a very good vertical wave formation towards a northern trajectory, and it is unfolded into the impulsive wave. So I would stay away.
And Rahul, same way, would you flip sides or would you just have a stop loss there?
No, I would have
below 100.
Yeah,
below 100 or below 99 as your stop loss.
Yeah, below 99 would be the stop loss because as we have seen that the stock has been impulsive and it has been highly volatile. But I don't think so 100 would be broken. But yes, market situations, if there is a panic selling across the board, as we have seen in the recent past. So any stop loss could be triggered. So traders should definitely put a stop loss below 99. Okay,
so that's the first stock that's been discussed. Triple Ace Balrampur Chini is something that you need to go long with the stop losses that our participants have given. Next, we have a bullish call on Bharti Infratel. Dyaneshwar, you can join me. And of late, a lot of days the Bharti twins have been doing well. What makes you bullish on Bharti Infratel?
Yeah, Darshan, if you could you look at the overall chart structure? So in the previous rally, we have experienced a very good vertical wave formation towards the northern trajectory. After that, in 2000, from the year of 2015 till now, the stock was unfolded into the corrective pattern where it was oscillating in a downward sloping channel, and the bearish rally has been caught near about the channel's downward sloping line. And if you look at the overall chart structure of RSI, so it is giving a divergence where the stock is making new low, but RSI is not managed to new low. So it is a sign of a reversal. And at the bottom level, risk reward ratio is quite favorable if you buy at current market price by keeping a stop loss of 240. So easily you will get a 330 target.
340 is your 240 is your stop loss.
Yes.
Okay, and what's the time frame that you see that levels in excess of 300?
This is a weekly chart, so I could given a time frame of more than 1 month.
Well, more than 1 month. So that's a bullish call that's coming in on this thing. And you're saying it because it's gone above this green line. What's the rationale?
No, this
you
green
spoke
lines-
about the RSI. Okay,
Yes.
that's moving forward. Highlight why because it's come down and why this breakout is so important here.
This is not a breakout. This green line indicates the Fibonacci retracement of 61.8%
Okay.
of the previous bull move.
Okay.
So stock is taking the important Fibonacci retracement supports, as well as you are getting the divergence on the RSI. Plus, third point is the stock is oscillating in a downward sloping channel where the bearish rally has been caught at the lowest point of the channels.
Okay. So it's a bullish call that's coming in on Bharti. Thank you so much. Rahul, I believe you also have a bullish call on Bharti Infratel. We'll pull up your chart also and then we'll go to Kunal for his view. He can be the final decision maker because both of you have a buy call. But yeah, let's pull up. What's the technical parameter? Yeah, you need to come this side. What's the technical parameter that you're using?
Yeah, as we have seen from these levels, last 8 to 12 months, the stock has been falling in a terminal, in a very tight downward falling channel. It has seen a breakout. If you see the RSI and MACD both are onto the midway, so definitely the momentum is picking up. This long consolidation is just like an accumulation zone for the smart money. I feel that any pullback from these levels should be used as a buying opportunity. Maybe one can accumulate in from current levels to maybe 260 odd levels. Upside target would be around 298 first target, and second target would be the equidistance of this downward falling channel, which is coming around 320. So one can accumulate in slow and staggered manner with a stop loss of 242 on the downside, and the investment horizon would be around 3 to 6 months.
Okay, explain to us these two things. How are these two things important?
Yeah, as we have seen that this RSI is on the midway. It is neither on the oversold nor on the overbought area. So definitely the momentum will slowly and gradually pick up. MACD being a very slow indicator, it has given already breakout means buy signal from the lower levels when it was making a positive divergence. So definitely it will take some time. Some dip may come. It can come and test out these levels. But again, I feel that the way it is panning out, we could see an impulsive rally in the coming months.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Rahul. We'll speak to Kunal. Two of our guests have already given a bullish call. So, Kunal, what's your view on Bharti Infratel? What would you do?
Certainly, this stock actually corrected from around 500 levels to almost 250 levels. Consolidation has happened. The fantastic part to look at this is that since 400 mark, this stock was clearly below Ichimoku cloud. Day before yesterday, this stock has come out of that Ichimoku pattern. Okay, and the clouds are taken out decisively on the higher side. So I would label this stock as buy on dip completely. Absolutely, you should start accumulating from day one itself. Every dip till around 250 mark will be taken as a buying opportunity.
Okay, so it's a consensus buy call that's coming in on Bharti Infratel. So the two stocks that we've discussed include Balrampur Chini, which got a 3 thumbs up. The second two of our guests had Bharti Infratel. They're saying the same things, and again, it's a triple thumbs up that's coming in on Bharti Infratel. Now let's move on to the second stock, and now Kunal, instead of the stock, he's talking about the Bank Nifty, and he's betting against the Bank Nifty. Yes, what makes you think that the Bank Nifty can fall?
So now one needs to understand that first of all, this is an index. So we are not gonna immediately buy or sell. We'll wait for the closing level for the things to pan out. Okay. Second thing is that look at this entire consolidation. When this particular breakout came at this particular candle, we were very sure that this is a cup and handle formation and it's heading for the higher side. Surprisingly, it took a dip. We considered this as a buy on dip kind of opportunity, and again the high was made. This high was minor high compared to the previous high. I realized one thing, that the move which are coming now are less in magnitude compared to the previous moves. So this led me to a conclusion that this is a rising wedge kind of formation. Second thing, when you look at this red line, this is 78.6% of the retracement from the top to bottom. Okay, so that is acting as a resistance mark. So first point of resistance is this one. Second is that we are heading for a rising wedge kind of formation. Look at the RSI. RSI is giving lower tops compared to the prices which are making higher top. That's a negative divergence again. Considering all, If I put risk reward ratio in place, this is a fantastic buying opportunity with the stop loss of 26,850. Okay, going long with the target on the higher side. But at the same time, by any chance the market breaches the yesterday's low decisively, so I would go short on Bank Nifty. 26,850 will be the short level, keeping the stop loss of 27,250, which I'm considering this level to be the high as a stop loss, expecting then the Bank Nifty over the period of time to reach down by around 850 to 1,000 points.
Yeah, so it's a little confusing. So can you just so at this point of time you wouldn't trade the Bank Nifty?
No, as of now.
So at what level? So you're saying that if it goes down you would buy, and if it goes high you would sell, or your view is you'd sell if it goes up?
No, so my view is clear. As of now, I would go long on it, keeping the stop loss of 26,850.
Okay, 26.
But if 26,850 is taken out decisively on the lower side, I'll go short with the target of 1,000 points.
Okay. So that's an interesting view. So that's the strategy. As of now, go long. 26,850 is the stop. So if you need would you, just for someone who's trading it, would they also keep a selling stop loss at the same price?
Exactly. So 26,850 will be a selling stop loss, and at the same time additional shorts at 26,850 cash level.
Okay, cash level. That's the view that's coming in. Thank you so much for that. On the view on the Nifty Bank, what's your view, Dyaneshwar, on the Nifty Bank?
Yeah, Darshan, if you look at the lower time frame, like in daily chart, so it is clearly indicating that the RSI is given a divergence, that is a bearish divergence, where the stock is making new high, but RSI is not supposed to made a new high. It is not giving a confirmation. And rightly said, the rising wedge pattern has been formed, but I would wait for 26,800 level. So that level should be taken out, then only I will go short on the Bank Nifty.
At this point, what would you do? Would you long or would you stay away?
I will stay away from the Bank Nifty.
Okay, Rahul, what's your view on the Nifty Bank? What's your strategy if someone wants to play the Nifty Bank?
Yeah, for today, as we discussed yesterday also, last 2 days has been under pressure. And looking at the current setup, I feel that for today, one should go short at current levels. Stop loss should be placed just above maybe 27,200. On the downside, I am expecting for the target of maybe 26,800. But looking at the larger degree charts, if we see the yearly candle has been a high wave. If you look at 2016, it was a high wave candle. Then 2017, a phenomenal rally. Again, 2018 is a high wave candle. So I'm expecting a big rally for maybe 2019 to 2020. So definitely for long term, it is a buy on dips. But for today, one should go short at the higher levels.
Okay, so that's the view that's coming in on the Nifty Bank. Kunal, before we move to the next stock, for people who don't want to take big risks, are there any options that you would suggest buying? Any put option, or selling a call option of a higher strike? Anything on that sort?
So no, if people don't want to take a big risk on futures, it is advisable to go short on calls rather than buying put option, because what if the target is not achieved before the expiry itself? Selling call option would make a lot of sense.
Okay.
So going
are the
short,
IVs high that they would make money?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. And which strike prices
So
would you recommend?
if someone wants to short calls, I would say go for the short of 27,300 kind of call options.
Okay, so that's fair enough. That's the view that's coming in on the Nifty Bank, a negative view that's coming in. The second stock that Dyaneshwar recommends is buying Balmer Lorry. We'll have the chart, Dyaneshwar. What makes you bullish on this, and which is the technical indicator that you've used for?
If you look at the overall chart structure of Balmer Lorry, it is a monthly chart. So stock is trading in a clear uptrend. It would be a secular uptrend, I could say. And every time the stock has corrected and again given a rally towards a northern trajectory, moving towards the upside. And if you look at the recent chart structure, so intermediate trend line support is placed near about 190 level. Simultaneously, if you look at the RSI, so RSI is indicating a hidden divergence where the price is not making new low, but RSI is making new low. So this is a buying indication. First of all, if you look at if you go to the lower time frame, can you just go to the lower time frame?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at the lower time frame for your entry perspective, after a corrective pattern, the stock has given a very good vertical wave formation. The buying has been happened in this big candle, and the high was placed at 230, and again the stock was unfolded into the corrective pattern. it is a conditional buy. If bulls manage to take out the first line of defense that is placed near 213, then only you can enter into the stocks by keeping a stop loss of 180 for an initial leg of up move towards the 270-75.
Okay, so you would buy only above 230,
About 230, not at this level.
Okay, so that's a conditional bet. Thank you so much for that, Dyaneshwar. What's your view, Kunal? Balmer Lorry, would you buy at this level or would you agree to his strategy?
So, what Dyaneshwar highlighted on the monthly chart is perfect. The stock has taken the support, but at the same time, the stock right now is in consolidation of around 175 to 210 mark. So, I would wait for the stock to close about 205, 210 kind of levels to go positional long on the counter.
Okay, Rahul, Balmer Lorry, any view?
Yeah, if we look at the overall chart since 2016, the stock has been laggard. Any pullback sharp rise has been sold off at the higher levels. But recently in the last two pullbacks, we have seen then some sort of support has been seen, and 177 has been a multiple support area. I think so stock has formed a triple bottom at those levels, but I'm not expecting a very sharp rally or in a very fast time. Yes, stock could drift lower levels, definitely around the range of 185, 190. But at those levels, I would be a buyer. Stop loss should be placed below 177. But I think slowly and gradually a stock can test the levels of 215, and once that is taken out, the stock will turn into a bullish. Sell on rallies to buy on dips. So definitely at current levels, I would wait for some dip and accumulate in the range of 190 to 185 with a stop loss below 177 and immediate target 215.
Okay, many thanks for that. So that's the stock that we are talking about, Balmer Lorry. And the final stock, at least from our experts, then we go back to Yash. It's Rahul who's betting on the pharma space. Let's pull up the chart, Rahul, if you can join me. You're betting on Sun Pharma at this point of time. What's the move?
See, Darshan, there are 3 to 4 kinds of triangles: symmetrical triangle, ascending triangle, descending triangle, and expanding triangle. This is one of a kind where we have seen, the volatility is getting expanded as the months and weeks pass on. So looking at the current setup, we see the stock has corrected from the levels of maybe around 650 odd levels, and it has consolidated. Here the volumes are not there, but slowly and gradually the volumes are chipping in. Where the
if you can just face the camera, that will be, yeah, you can explain it.
Yeah, the volumes are chipping in here, and if you look at slowly and gradually, RSI is also showing strength. Because the candles are small, that is why the up move is very in a not impulsive way. Again, MACD has given a buy, and till now it is not in a sell mode. So maybe we could see some sort of flip from these levels, but that should be used to buy. Now this is the gap area, so immediately if anybody wants, I would recommend to not to trade, but yes, accumulate from current levels and on corrections to 400, which is this bullish candle, and this would be the crucial support. One should place a stop loss below this, which is maybe around 380. First target would be this gap area, which is again a 100-day moving average, 485, and once it breaks, then it can test the levels of 536. So investment horizon, I am expecting this targets, a second target to come in next maybe 8 to 12 months. But definitely in larger degree, the target is coming around say 760. So if anybody wants or having a view of next 2 to 3 years, definitely from current levels one can accumulate in slow and
up to 400.
Yeah, up to 400, and stop loss should be, investment stop loss should be placed below 380.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Rahul. Kunal, are you bullish on Sun Pharma?
So now, as it was an investment call, I moved on to monthly charts. I realized that August 2017 stock made bottom of 435. Okay, May 2018 stock made bottom of 435. Last month was a panic bottom, but the closing of that month was again 435, and presently that stock is trading at 435 itself. So looking at the RSI, obviously RSIs are making higher bottoms, but the stock is making the same bottom. Accumulation zone, yes, 435 to 400 would be an accumulation zone. I think we'll get enough time to accumulate the stock. It's not jump and buy kind of situation the way he highlighted perfectly. So, I would wait for the counter to stay at the same levels for a month or two, and then I'll start accumulating the same.
Okay, Dyaneshwar, what's your view on Sun Pharma?
Yeah, if you look at the higher time frame chart, so yes, definitely on the monthly as well as the weekly chart, so we are seeing some kind of divergence, and the stock is so oversold at this level. But for the buying entry, I would wait for 425-26 levels, because the first line of defense in the proximity of intermediate trend line has been placed near 425-426. So that would be a great buying opportunity. I will keep a stop loss of near about 400 zone or 390. that would be an 6 stop losses, the recent bottom I could say. And if the bulls manage to take out the 436, 40 level, as rightly Kunal said, that would be a very strong resistance for the stocks. So then only we may see the further escalation towards the 500 level, because the 500 at the level of 500 the gap has been created. So bulls managed to cover that gap.
Okay, so that's the view that's coming in on Sun Pharma. Buy on decline is the strategy that's been used at this point of time. And before we wrap the show, let's go across to Yash Upadhyay, who joins us with a chart on NIT Tech. Yash, explain the chart.
Darshan, crucial levels coming in for NIT Tech, and we're using the proprietary Bloomberg indicator, which is the trender indicator. Now, the stock has been falling for the last two days and has come within a kissing distance of the trender line. So the trender, the green line over here, that is trading at 1111.5, and the stock is at about 1119. Should it manage to close below these levels, the trender line would flip its color. So currently it's at green. It would flip its color and turn red, which indicates a sell signal. So from these levels we could see some weakness coming in for NIT Tech should it manage to close below those levels.
Okay, and if you historically do a back calculation, how much is the return?
So every time that the indicator has turned negative, on an average 4 out of the 6 times in the last 1 year, the call would have worked for you, and one could expect returns of almost 4.5% on the downside.
Okay, I just want to highlight, so what this trender means is that when this green line flips, and if you see the last time from this red line, it flipped, it moved all the way, I think
up from 900.
From 900 levels, it moved up all the way up to levels of 1400. Then it switched back, and then it fell all the way from 1400 right up to levels of almost 1050.
Yeah.
Then again it switched, it moved back, and then again. So it gives a basic indication. The thing is that this is the line. Trender is the line. The number is 111.54. Remember, this is a proprietary Bloomberg indicator, which gives an indication of when the tide probably turns for a stock. So we'll ask our guest, Kunal, NIT Tech, what's your view? What should one do?
Certainly on the daily time frame chart, the formations are very poor. So by any chance the stock goes below 1104, 1105, or say I would take the round off level of 1100, I would go short on the counter.
Below 1100 you would go short on the counter. At this level, would you do anything, or you would wait?
I would stay sideline.
What about you, Dyaneshwar?
Yeah, I agree with Kunal. I will wait for 1100 to taken out, because below the 1100 the real weakness will seen on the chart, and we need a renewed weakness, because we have seen the stock has corrected from the 1420, and recently it has been consolidated in the range of 1180 towards the 1040. So renewed weakness is needed for the stocks to come to the level of 1020.
Okay, and Rahul, what's your view on NIT Tech?
Yeah, I agree with Yash that the stock has been facing a lot of resistance at the higher levels. Last 4 weeks, the stock has tested 100-day moving average, but it has failed to sustain about those levels. Day before yesterday was an inverted hammer, and today was a candle which shows some weakness. So definitely at current levels one can go short. Stop loss should be placed above 1160, and our downside target would be 1080 for short to medium term.
Okay, so that's the call that's coming in on NIT Tech, but we are completely timed out on today's edition of Hot Money. Kunal, Dyaneshwar, Rahul, thank you so much for coming to the studio and giving us your perspective. Ask BQ comes up next. Stay tuned to Bloomberg Quint.